Greetings and a hearty welcome, everyone. I hope you're all faring well. I'm Dr. Jean Marie, and I am delighted for you to tune in on our Conversations on Love series. This episode is entitled Knowing and Understanding Ourselves. The old adage, to thy own self be true, is like looking at ourselves through our own mirror to authentically understand and accept ourselves, to acknowledge our strengths and capabilities and areas for self discovery, learning, and growth. And as we endeavor on our life's journey, it is up to us to find our way home to ourselves. As Buddha quotes, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. This is so important. So let's begin by exploring aspects of ourselves. The shadow self is the part of us that is broken and wounded. And as we journey through life, we are always striving to come back home to divine love. And as we return to love, we shed the layers and burdens and experiences, the love and freedom so that we can live with purpose and meaning. Divine love, the power self, the true self, it's constant, unchanging, everlasting, and always accessible. The soul's light is radiant and always there for us to connect to. The human self, separate self, is often referred to as the personality that is driven by the ego. The human self is influenced by its environment, external influences, including parents and family, religion, schools, academic institutions, and social factors. They influence moral values, beliefs, educational principles, cultural norms, and mores. They work together to mold and shape us into whom we are as human beings and influence our thoughts, feelings, and actions. And the bar is set to determine success and worth. We become separated from a true self that becomes obscured. And whether we are trying to conform, to fit in, or to be accepted, we lose ourselves in the struggle. We fear being judged and become vulnerable. We are seeking something from the outside, which is like a bottomless pit. And the more we separate from our true selves, the more our shadow selves emerge from the hidden dark side. And after many blows, we become fractured and wounded. And some relationships become transactional and conditional based on our adherence to the established rules for measuring up. And even though there are positive aspects, fear and separation are often reinforced. And amidst life's challenges of loss and change, perhaps due to death, divorce, loss of finances, or geographic moves, we rely on these external structures to help us overcome, but we do so at our own chagrin. We may lose our creativity and become robotic in our everyday lives so that we can survive. We find temporary and intermittent solace and pleasure in our superficial connections, but at our cores, there's a lack of fulfillment, and we suffer in quiet desperation. And eventually, it takes its toll. We feel lost and find ourselves in the midst of an existential crisis. Moving away from the center of divine love, we search for love externally, which seems endless. And we may even adopt a victim mentality. Our beliefs may be faulty, and it can become overwhelming. And as a result of our desperation, we may feel hopeless and broken. The final blow that lays us down causes us to search for solutions. And it's necessary for us to do the inner work to gain inner strength, confidence, and security. So, knowing ourselves and becoming who we are and who we're meant to be is an ongoing endeavor. Overcoming obstacles and developing a healthy relationship with ourselves is a priority. In an article that I published in Savannah East, Finding Yourself, I highlight live from the heart, fulfill your passion and potential. And this is reflecting on your values, why they're important, and how to incorporate them in daily life. Our core values provide stability, freedom, enthusiasm, and it's essential to guide our thoughts and actions and unlock our potential. Practice silence and stillness. The quiet power of silence and stillness is our source of strength. And by focusing inward through awareness of our mind, body, and soul connection, we become more empowered, allowing solitude and quiet time to empty our minds of mental and emotional clutter. Learn from relationships. We can find ourselves within the context of relationships and connections that are powerful teachers, even though some relationship dynamics may be more complex and complicated, and therefore reflective questioning may be essential to provide insight. What can I learn about myself from this interaction or this relationship? Attune to nature. Nature invites us to be present and observe the timeless beauty of our surroundings, to move beyond self absorbed thoughts. Time spent in nature heightens sensory and present moment awareness. So it's very important for us to really gain insight and know ourselves. We are all on our own extraordinary journeys through life, which have infinite possibilities. And as we travel through the stages, phases, and chapters of our lives, we do not know the gifts that are waiting for us on our paths of self discovery. Every event, encounter, or experience is wrapped in beautiful packaging. They're all gifts, no matter how you perceive them. And ultimately, each gift will reveal its meaning for our spiritual evolution. We often become fragmented and disconnected from our true natures. However, each gift serves a purpose, and it is orchestrated to bring us back home to ourselves. How we choose to travel is our choice. We can travel with fear, doubt, and worry and negative expectations, or we can travel with curiosity, mystery, and great wonder as we participate in the ebb and flow of life. Nonetheless, we can meet ourselves just where we are in each experience and embrace all that is there with acceptance and the realization that all is for our highest good. And ironically, the longest journey is the path that leads us back to our true selves. And on our journeys, our spiritual aspiration is to become more conscious, aware, and grounded in new realities of our essential selves so that we can shed our false illusions and beliefs and rediscover who we already are, whole and complete. And that is enough. Our love in action, practice, exercise is two parts. I'd like for you to journal about yourself. Journaling is an opportunity for us to authentically connect to ourselves. Share your qualities. What do you like about yourself? And what are some things that you'd like to improve? The second part is to ask a trusted relative or friend to honestly share what they admire about you and also growth points, things that they would like to see you improve. And I'd like for you to compare the notes. I close with an excerpt on self inspiration. Inspiration births ideas, insights, and new perspectives. It ignites passion and sparks creativity. Be inspired by internal and external sources, nature, dreams, deep emotions, brief encounters, and meaningful experiences. Be open to supernatural and divine revelations to take inspired action. Inspiration is self discovery with wonder and curiosity. Fill your heart with enthusiasm. Look for the sweetness of life and be inspired. Feel free to email me with your insights and experiences. My email address, jean72farish@yahoo.com. This is Dr. Jean Marie. And remember, an empowered self is a loving self. And keep your love light shining. It's all about love. Thank you so much for tuning in.